Hi guys, I wish to take you through Visual Basic practical session. Therefore, the first thing is to launch VB or Visual Basic 6. Therefore, you just go to Start, then you go to All Programs, then you go to Microsoft Visual Studio 6.0, then you go to Visual Basic 6. You hit that one. Therefore, once you hit that one, you will be taken to new project dialog box, Microsoft Visual Basic new project dialog box. Therefore, you click on standard.exe. You can either double click or you can opt to hit open. But in case you are launching an existing project, you just hit on existing, then you can browse desktop, my documents, your removable gadgets. But our point of interest is new project. Therefore, I hit new project, then I select standard exe, then I hit on open. Therefore, once I hit on open, you need to familiarize yourself with the Visual Basic 6 screen. Therefore, this one, we call it the project container. Then we have the toolbox, this one here, it is situated on this point here. So we have the toolbox. This is the toolbox, this one here. Therefore, you can just return to where it should be. The toolbox contains some controls. Then we have the form layout view, this one here. Sometimes it's bigger. This one tells you the location of the form. Therefore, for now, you see in reference to the whole screen, our form is situated at the top left corner, and therefore that is exactly what the form layout view is trying to depict. Therefore, I can just cross it. It's not so much important for now. Then we have the control properties window. This is the properties window, very important window. This is where we shall be doing a lot of controls. Then on the other hand, we have the project window, this one here. This one will show your forms, your reports, and all stuff that you are doing. Then you have the code, view code here. We have view object. We have the tool folders. Then we have the standard toolbar, this one, that contains the running panel. And also, if by mistake you cross one of the controls, like if I cross the toolbox, I just hit this hammer and spanner, then it will come back. If by mistake I cross the properties window, can hit this one and it comes back. Therefore, those are some of the importance of the standard toolbar. You can open, you can save, you can undo, paste. You can see these ones are buried, they are inactive for now. Then we have the menu bar top here. Then we also have the title bar. Therefore, basically that is the Visual Basic screen. Then from there, you also need to look at the controls. That is the toolbox. Now the toolbox, we have the pointer, we have the picture toolbox, we have the label, we have the text box, frame, command button, very important. We have checkbox, we have option box or radio button. We have the horizontal scroll bar, vertical scroll bar. We have the timer, disk list, that is the drive list box. We have the directory list box, file list box, shapes, image, object linking and appending. We have data. You also have line. But sometimes you may get that you want to add more tools here or more controls. You just go to project, then you just go to components. You search the missing components. Like for example, I would wish to add a very important gadget here or control called ad hoc. I'll be using it at a later time. Therefore, I have to select Microsoft ADO Data Control 6 OLEDB. Then I hit on apply, then cross. Therefore, you will see that I have added ad hoc, a very important tool that was missing from my list. Therefore, after doing that, it is important you know how to manipulate or change color, text box, that is the font styles, etc. Therefore, for instance, we can create, we can just design a small program using the form. Therefore, I can just go to this point here, fill color, here, hit the button here. Then I can choose some color. Then, for example, I need to have the back color. Just go to this point. Then I hit palette. Then I can assign a color to my form. Therefore, you have seen my form has taken color. To change this form name here, form 1, I just go to these properties. Then I go to where name is. I click there. It is important to note in Visual Basic 6, forms are given by prefix FRM, and therefore this one will be FRM main. That way. Then once I do that, this is the internal name that will be referenced by the code. To change whatever is displayed, you usually do it at the caption. Therefore, like this one, we can just call it our first VB project. You see? Yeah, sorry. We have our first VB project, but we have done that from the caption. Then, for instance, I want to have a small window here on the frame. If I can have the frame, then just go to caption and change the frame. Like now, we can just have this one as student details. Then, after doing so, I can just go and add some labels. Like for example, I need to add this one as the student registration number. That way. Then we can also add student first name. Can have first name. Then you can have last name. There. Therefore, you have the labels. You see, you have first name. That then you can also have another one, age. You can have age. That way. Now you realize that I need to change these ones to a better font. Therefore, I can just hit that is hold shift to select all. Then I go to this point here, font. I hit font. They can remain for size 8, but bold. That way. Then if I need underline, I need to change the font size. You just do it here. Then you click on OK. Therefore, you can see they have changed to bold. I can still do the same here to this one. Just go to this point, bold italics, but bigger. You see now student details is bigger. Then on the other hand, now I can have shown you how to use the label. You can use the text box. Therefore, I can just draw a text box there, and you can copy and paste. Copy, paste. Okay, for now, press not to use that one, though it had already done it. Therefore, you can just draw our text 2 that way. Then you can also draw our text 3 up to that point. Then you can also draw our text 4 that way. This one should be of the equal size. Therefore, after doing that, you need to clear this text. Therefore, you scroll down here. Just go to text box. Then you can scroll. You'll get, once you scroll down, you'll get text here, text. You just erase that one. Therefore, you just hit and erase that one, you see. Therefore, once you do that one, you'll notice that we are still doing the program. Then, after drawing such, you can include the command button. Like now, we need a command button here. Command buttons are given the prefix CMD, but text boxes we use TXT. Like for example, this one we would have given it, instead of text 1, we just call it TXT registration reg. Then this one is TXT first name. This one is TXT last name. This one is TXT age. Remember, variable names, we don't use space. We don't create space. You can refer to my theory VB6 tutorial. I have put the link below this video. Therefore, for the command buttons, we use the prefix CMD. Therefore, I use CMD cross that way. Then, to change the name on the control, we go to a caption. Therefore, I change the caption. The caption is cross. And if I want to have the hotkey, you can put ampersand, shift number 7, cross. That one will underline C. This is the hotkey, just like it's done here. D, O, P. You see they are underlined there to show that you can use that one as shortcut key. Therefore, this is cross form. We can take it to this point. Then we can draw another control here. We can draw the next, this one. Therefore, you see whatever I need, I just put it on the caption. Therefore, I can just have hotkey N, next. Then I can draw another one for previous. Therefore, I just go to this one, just put P, previous, previous, that way. Then you can have this one. Therefore, you have next, previous. You can have those ones. Then you can also have add new. Another one here for add new. You can have A as hotkey, add new, that way. Then hold shift, click each and one of them, go to font, just go to font. You want to make them bold and italics. It seems so big. We just go to this point, type 7, or you can just extend, just give them more space. This is add new. This is previous. Good, there we are. Then after now having so far known how to use that one, to run this program, you hit this button here, start, and therefore you see our program is running, our first VB project. This is our project running, and you see the cursor is on focus. Therefore, this is how we are doing that program. We have student range that way. To stop it, you hit this button here, stop, and then you can be in a position to do the necessary stop, that way. Then after having known that one, it is important you know how we initialize codes. To initialize code, you double click. Right now, cross, I just double click. This one opens the code window. Then I can type my code here. If you need to familiarize yourself with the codes, you can Google and search for VB codes. Therefore, if I want to stop the program, I usually type unload me. Therefore, that is the code. And when you are doing coding, it is important to put something we call comments. Hopefully, you went through my theory tutorial so that you can know what is a comment. A comment is an executable statement. We use the word rem or apostrophe. Like, for example, I want to tell whoever will be reading this program of mine that unload me is code for crossing. Therefore, this can just type a code. This is the code for crossing. Therefore, this statement will turn green. It will not be executed, but it makes my program to flow well. It makes my program readable, but it will not be executed. That is called a comment. Therefore, when I run this one and hit this one, you see the code is working. Therefore, if I hit this one, the code is working. On the other hand, we can also add a button to clear the content. Like now, I can just add it here. We just call this one CMD clear, command 4. Therefore, this is a CMD clear. We want it to clear the contents of the text box. Then I go to caption. I just have it as clear. My hotkey is E. Therefore, this is clear button. Therefore, you double click to type the codes, but you have to know the names of these. Like for example, you have to know the name of this one. For you, this is txt range. Then this one is txt first name. I'm reading there. This is txt name, rust name, error name. This is txt age. So in my code, I have to know that one. Therefore, I'll just come to this point here, then write a comment that the following code will be clearing my stuff. Therefore, from there, then I can just come txt rust name equals to empty. Whenever I click that button, txt first name equals to empty. Then txt age equals to empty. The other one is txt range number equals to empty, that way. But you have to include dot text. Therefore, just confirm this one. This is txt age. This one, I need that one. This is txt range. Therefore, you can just go back to our code. This is txt range. There is no number. Therefore, here you include dot text. This one is you include dot text. This one is dot text. This one is dot text because it is a text box. Therefore, basically, this code will clear the contents. Therefore, when you want to clear, you just run it and it clears. Therefore, you just hit that one. Like for example, registration number 123, first name Don, last name Ichai, age 35. Therefore, when I click clear, you see it clears the stuff. Then cross, it crosses the stuff. But when you are in this point and you want to see the object, you just go to view object, or you can press shift and F7. Remember, if you have more than one form, the form that was first to be created, when you run, it is the form that will always be displayed. For instance, if I may demonstrate, let's add a form. Just go to project, add form, then form, you just click on OK. Therefore, this form of ours, you can just save it. Let's save it as fees. We just call it fees. Now, when we are in this form here, if I run, you see form 1 is active. Form 1 was active on the window, but when I run, it displays our previous form. Therefore, just go to project, you go to properties. Now, in this properties dialog box, startup object, this point here, startup object, you choose the startup object. If you have 10 forms, they will be displayed here. Therefore, you always select what you want to be displayed, even if it's a report or whichever. Therefore, I click on form 1, then I click on run. You see now it runs, it shows form 1 fees, other than now the main form, because that one has been overridden by the code there, by the choice I have made. That is going to properties, then going and choosing whatever I need. Therefore, I just return back to my main form. Therefore, when I run, you see my main form is the one that runs. Then, on the other hand, it is also important for us to go to our object, view our object. We are in this object here. Now, in this form of ours, we can do several things from that point, as you can see there. Therefore, you can also change the width here of the form. If you need to make it movable, you can choose here. If you need to hide the minimum buttons, you can choose here. Therefore, you can choose various things here. Then from here, let's look at something like variable declaration. When you talk about a variable is a memory allocation that contains a value. And for this case, we shall use our second form. Therefore, I just go to this point around here. I pull this one. We return our property somewhere there. Therefore, I want you to see the code window. Therefore, I need to have this form 2. And this form 2, we can just change the color. Just go to background color. And then we choose a different color for our form. We save it. Then we can change the name of our form. Our form is FRM variable. I want to teach you how to do the variable. Then you just go to caption. You can just say that we are running variables and data types. Therefore, this is whatever I want. We are running variables and data types. Remember, in my previous theory tutorial, which you must go through before you come to this practical session, just like I started doing the theory, then do the practical, we looked at the variables. And we have said a variable is a memory location that contains a value. We also have data types. Data types goes together with they go together with the variables, because you declare variable and give it a data type. For instance, I want to create a message box that when you hit this button here, it will ask you for your name, then it will display some kind of message. Therefore, meanwhile, you just go to you can just go to this point here. That is font. I want font. Just go to font. You have that one, and then you can have underline and bold. Therefore, this is our command. Then we change the name. This is CMD your staff. Then we have the name here. Click me. Therefore, we want this point. Remember, we said in our theory session that VB is an event-driven programming. That means when I click, I am performing an event. What should happen? Therefore, I need to code this one. Therefore, I just do that. Remember, we said in Visual Basic, we use the keyword dim, D-I-M, to declare or initialize a variable. And therefore, I do the same. Remember also to look at the VB tutorial, that is the theory, so that you can run more on data types. Therefore, I'm declaring a variable name, that is your name. Therefore, dim your name as string, that is data type string. Therefore, dim age, that is dim year of birth as integer, that is number. See what I'm doing? Then from there, I just introduce input box. Therefore, I just come to this point and say year of birth is equals to input. That is, you can just have this one var, that converts it to a number, equals to var input box. Then you open the bracket. When were you born? Which year? Which year were you born? Then you close the two brackets. Then there, we are asking for a variable, year of birth. Then you shall just come and say, let's declare age here. Dim age as integer. That is another variable. Therefore, you can still write a comment here and say, we are declaring variables with data types. And for your instance here, you can use ampersand. That way, instead of space, the variable name cannot have space. Therefore, in the case of space, you can use this format, or you can use the format of capital letters, like saying year born. You see, these ones I have initialized capital letters instead of space here to declare a variable. Therefore, after doing so, we want it to calculate the age. Therefore, just say age equals to 2020 minus year of birth. Then we want a message box to display this one. Therefore, I shall just come and say msg box, then our information. Your age as at today is that way. Then you put an ampersand age, the variable, then terminate. Therefore, let's see what that one's happen. Remember, my interest here is to show you how to declare variables and assign data types. Like here I have assigned string and integer data type. Remember to refer to my theory session for you to cover more on data types. Therefore, if I just come to this point, project, then properties, I want my form to, my RFM variable to run. Therefore, I change it as the startup object. Then I hit on OK. Therefore, when I run, this button comes on. Therefore, when I hit, it will ask me, which year were you born? I was born in 1985. Therefore, it will tell me that your age as today is 35 years. You see? Therefore, I have declared a variable and VB has understood. That is one of the important things that you're supposed to note. Then you can stop this program. You can also opt to go to view, then object. You can opt to put a tooltip here. Therefore, just like this one, you see when I press a cursor somewhere, it tells me what it is. This is save project. This is cut. That is the tooltip. Therefore, just go to where tooltip is here and then type. Therefore, it returns it returns or sets the text displayed. Therefore, this one you can just say when clicked, I calculate your age, that way. Therefore, if I now go to this point and run my project and press the cursor here, it will tell me when clicked, I calculate your age. Now you see, and therefore when I click, it will really ask me when I was born, 1991. It will then tell you you are 29 years old. Therefore, that is how you declare. That's how you declare. That is variables in Microsoft Visual Basic. Therefore, on the other hand, you might also wish to see something else. Like now, I may opt to use a combo box here. Therefore, I may draw a combo box. Can also opt to draw a wrist box that way. And then I can also opt to draw radio button that way. Then I can also opt to draw a checkbox here and there that way. Therefore, this one can still remain on this point. Therefore, this one, you see these ones, they have some names that come together with them. If you are very keen, you realize they have names. Like now this one, you can just do that. Now, for this one here, radio buttons are used to when you want only one option, like gender. Therefore, this one is option. You can just go to caption. You can use OPT as shortcut here, OPT or button or BTN. But for now, just leave it that way. It's not much deal. Whatever is important is the caption. Like this one, this is female. Then this one is male. This is male. Then this one is, can just say agreed. Or just say good. This is excellent. Excellent. This is excellent. This is good. Or good. That way. This you can just increase. Just go to view object. Just increase this one. The size. This is good. Then we have the combo box. Now in the combo box, in case I want to, you can remove the text here. combo box, you can give it a prefix of CBO. Therefore, if I need some text here, I can just go to this point list here, then type my stuff here. I need to select Kenya, then have Uganda, then I have Tanzania, can have India, can have Pakistan, can also have USA, search, you see. Then for this one, for the list, we look at, we have the columns, for example, I can have 3. That way, for the list box, you can just go to the list here, list, then you can have medicine, you can have pharmacy, you can have lab technician, can have nurses, can have doctors, that way. Therefore, I'm trying to take you through how to use these buttons here. And then, for example, you can have scroll bars, and these are not so important here. Then if I run this form of mine, look at what happens. I can be in a position to choose. You see now for the radio button, I can only choose one, male, female. But for this one, check boxes, I can choose all of them. Then in the combo box, I can be in a position to choose whatever I want. Therefore, India, can choose Pakistan, can use US. Therefore, these are some of the ways you can use those buttons. This is the command button. Therefore, these are option buttons or radio. This is a list box. This is a combo. Then this is the check boxes. Therefore, you can still do look at this one. I will also advise you to go below this video description. You'll get that I have connected you to a full project pharmacy management system that I have done from scratch. This one's just an eye-opener. That is for beginners, so that you can now go to the advanced level of creating a project. Therefore, consider watching that project of mine, pharmacy management system using VB6. That one will open your eyes even further. Then, after being on the same point here, you can include something like the DAG list here. This one, let's see what happens for this one. You see this one, just go and click this view object. Therefore, if you have this one this way, you can be in a position to see what happens. This is for the disk drive. If we draw this one here, this one, you see, you can be in a position to choose disk drives. Then probably you can write a code to initialize the opening of the same. Then sometimes you might need to connect these two forms by a button. Like for instance, I need to go back to my form 1. Just go to my form 1, this one. I need to have a button to connect me to form 2. Therefore, just draw a button here. Just say open form 2. Now this is, we can increase this one. Therefore, this one we want to open form 2. Therefore, open form 2. Therefore, for this code of ours here to open form 2, this one, I just double click, then just write form, we have called it frm variable dot show. Simple. are loading. Therefore, just change project. First of all, stop the program from running project. Just go to project properties. Now choose main form to run. Therefore, when I run form 2, you see it is opening the other form. Then I can cross this one. Form 2.show. That is very important to show you how to link two forms, because you will be getting yourself doing that one. Therefore, basically, that's how you interact with the controls and codes, and you can draw any other object on that one. Then, on the other hand, you might opt to you may need to do some coding, whereby if I key in data here, I can be in a position to add new and also to interact with the data on the same. Therefore, for that one, you need to connect Microsoft Access to this one, so that you can be in a position to create reports. Let's stop this one. You can create reports here. You can have data reports. Therefore, to do that one, you need to actually have an Access database. Therefore, you can just launch Microsoft Access. Let's go to Access. Then we can create a new file, a new database. You can just save it on our desktop. DB1 create. Then you just go to design view. We will create a table. Therefore, you can have an ID, outer number, and the primary key. Then you can just have to go to registration number. You can have first name. You can have last name. You can have age. Don't worry about the data types. You can leave them the way they are. Therefore, I will be connecting, or I'll be displaying the text that is here. Therefore, this one can just be table 1 that way. Then I run it. Then you can just have several data here. You can have data typed here. Now this one should not repeat. Therefore, you have those guys. You can have their names. Okay. That way, then you can just have their ages. That way. Therefore, after doing this, you need to connect the database. That is, you can just go to form object. I want to connect this database of mine to save data there, or to read data from that one. You can still consider watching my video on how to connect VB. It is still down in this description, but you can still do it. Therefore, you need to have this button that I added at the start of the video called ad hoc. Therefore, after doing this one, this ad hoc one, you right click, just go to ad hoc properties, then you go to build, then you build, you choose this one for Jet4, just go to next, then choose the database. Our database is on desktop, this one. Then you test connection succeeded. Then after doing that, you can just click on OK. Then go to record source. You choose table. Then you choose the table 1. It is table 1. Apply. OK. You have now connected. Therefore, I only now need to tell Access this one is connected to which field. Therefore, I click that field. Then I just go to this point, I scroll up here, you will get data source. Therefore, data source is ad hoc 1, and the field is registration number. Then you go to the next one. Our data source is ad hoc 1. The data connection here is first name. I go to the next one. Our data source here is ad hoc 1. Our field name is last name. age, data source, addoc1. Our age, the field is age. Then from there I save, then I run. There we are. Therefore you can see it has taken the first record from our database. Therefore the next thing is to activate these ones here, so that when I click, but for now if I use this one, you see it is working. If I can opt to use this, the addoc stuff here, but I needed to hide this, so I needed to go to view object, then this one I just go to visible down here, choose false. Therefore when I run that one, addoc will not be seen, but it is the one connecting me. Therefore I just go to view object, then I hit on next, then I double click, I write the code is simple, it is addoc1 dot record set dot move next. If I can just copy this code, for the next button it will be addoc1 dot record set dot move rust, and move previous, sorry. If I just go back to code, then we type previous, we paste. Therefore this one will be move previous that way. Then we hit save, then we just go again view code, then we just go for add new, we just type the same, but this one will be dot add new. Simple and clear. Remember, you can have this database from my website. Take the address below this video. I have not hidden any codes. You can get this one for free for practice purposes. Therefore, you just visit my website and have them. Therefore, after I run this one, you see my buttons are really working. They are working accordingly. And if I hit new, I can be in a position to do that one. Therefore, basically, my point was this one should work that way. You see my data is actually being added on that is being read from the VB. Then you can also opt to create some reports, like we can use that one and create a report in VB. To create a report, you just go to project, then you go to this point, add data environment. Once you click on add data environment, you just go to this connection one, right click, then you can just go to properties, then go to Jet4, next, then choose the database. We are connecting to this database. That one, test connection is success. Therefore you click on OK. Then right click again here, go to add command, then right click on this add command here, then go to properties of the command, then just go to this point here, choose table, then you choose the name of the table 1, then apply. Okay. Therefore, see there you are. It has taken our data from our table. Therefore, the next thing now is to create a report. You just go to project, then you just go to add data report. It will bring this one, which is very similar to what you are used to in Microsoft. Okay, therefore, what you need to do now, you have this, you have our connection, we have our command. Therefore, you just need to drag and drop our data from that is here in the detail region. Therefore, for example, I can bring the registration number, then I click on this one, I delete the detail part, that is the label part. Like now I bring the first name, I click, I delete that one, I bring it that way. Then I can just go to my last name, I click outside, inside, I delete that one, I bring this. Then I can have age, I can do that one. Then after doing that, just in Microsoft Access, you take this one to this point. Then so far after doing that, you can have you can run this one and see what happens. First of all, you can have the toolbox, the toolbox for reports. This is our report. If I can just go to this take a label, this is the label. then you can type something in the ribbon. Like now this one is the, this is the, remember we type from the properties window. Therefore I can just have to do this one, caption, then I can just type registration number. Then after doing that, I can still take another label and draw this one. This is the, just go to caption here. This is the first name, and then take the label. This is the last name. This is the last name. This is the last name. Last name. Then you have the age. If we just come to this point, then type this one as the age. Caption age. That way. Then once I am done with that one, can close the properties window, can also close the toolbox. I can just go to project, then go to properties, then here I want my report to run. Therefore I choose data report 1, then click on OK, then I run. Okay, now once I get that I have invalid connection, you just go to properties. This is the properties. You choose the data member. When the report is script, you just go to data source here. You choose data environment 1, then data member, command 1. That way. Don't forget, this is very important. The data report 1, you have to choose the data source and data member. Remember to watch my previous videos of VB Advanced, now that I have taken you through the eye opener on how to do VB. Therefore, when now I save and run, it should really work now. I should have my data displayed. And therefore, you see registration number, first name, last name, age. VB has understood that I actually need to display data from my tables. Therefore, you see that is how you create a report. Therefore, basically, with just to recap on how to create a report. It is very easy. You just go to project. You just go to data environment. Once you go to data environment, you go to connections. You connect. You right click on the data environment. You go to properties and make sure that you have connected it to the right channel, that is to the table. Therefore, basically, that is a crash lesson on practical session of beginners for Microsoft Visual Basic 6. Consider watching Pharmacy Management System. Also consider watching how to connect the VB to Access. Therefore, those ones are some of the videos that I have done, and they are very comprehensive on how to deal with Microsoft Visual Basic. Therefore, this session, I'll be still doing Visual Basic 6. Therefore, keep on watching, and remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And therefore, I'll just be grateful to have that comment of yours. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.